Doctor, you, from the point of view of the hospital area, which in the last 5 years has changed considerably.
Yes.
With the corporate hospital stepping in, there's a huge evolution which is happening. We believe that now hospitals will be run much more professionally. A good doctor not necessarily means a good manager. And we are going to see a lot of hospital managers entering the arena. So, what are the skill sets which are required on that level?
The primary skill set, as I'll go back to you, hospital deals with patients, sick people who need compassion and they need support, mental support. And this is where the hospital managers have to be very, very good. You might be very good in managing an administrative issue. But if you can't combine that with managing the requirements of a patient, then it is virtually of no use. I have always maintained that a hospital survives or flourishes, or you say talk about the corporate hospital groups, they survive because of patients. And as much as the doctors, it is the job of these hospital managers also to ensure that the patient goes out happy. Despite by way of becoming well from whatever he was ill of, or it might be just they're providing a good atmosphere, good ambience, a general sense of well-being. I have always been taught my teachers, and I have been fortunate to have been taught by my teachers that doctors don't cure. God cures. And half of my patients should be happy just by meeting them. This is the role the hospital managers also need to play today. This was not so 5 or 7 or 10 years back. This didn't exist. This certainly does exist today.
Right. So there is a trend in education which is happening, MBA in healthcare and MBA in hospital. Is that, are they doing a good job? MBA in healthcare?
I wouldn't know which way to answer because this is a relatively new field. We do not have too much of a feedback on how they actually progress in a hospital.
Okay.
Whether they do at all progress. And how they interact, how do they manage to interact with the patient. Ultimately, I'll come back to the same point. What I have seen in the last couple of years is these students who pass out with the MBA in hospital management, hospital administration, healthcare management, various names, they have virtually no grassroots knowledge of, I think Dr. Atre mentioned something about the shop floor. I won't call it the shop floor in the hospital, but grassroots knowledge of the hospital activities. When I saw this happening in one of my hospitals, I went through some books which the students were using as textbooks. There's a lot of information in those books. But if tomorrow I go as a patient to a hospital, assuming that I'm not a doctor, I go as a patient to a general hospital which is run by a big corporate company, I want that patient, that person who is handling my case, not the doctor, the manager who is handling my admission, let's call it an admission, to ensure that besides the clinical management of my case, everything else is in place. I am not sure that these textbooks are imparting this knowledge to people. I have no idea what teachers actually teach them, because I have not experienced a classroom. But these textbooks definitely don't.
But taking a cue from what Dr. Deshmukh has been saying, I can see that there seems to be a huge lacuna in a new area which may fill this lacuna, which is career education. So do you believe career education, or the education which basically imparts skills so that the student becomes employable in that area, is the new trend and the future trend for years to come?
Sure. Most of the programs till now has really not been too successful in preparing the students for a career. The practical orientation is very much lacking, because there has been an inordinate focus on academician rather than practitioners who are academicians. Now, doctor here is involved in education, but he is basically a doctor, right? So there is a lot of difference between a person like him teaching hospital management compared to a person, let us say, I don't know how it works in hospital management, if a person who is teaching a hospital management course but who has never practiced as a doctor. For example, I know in my field, that is in MBA, let us say, especially in marketing, there are a large number of people in our country who are teaching marketing who have never marketed anything in their life. Okay, never been involved in marketing. They would have so as a result of which, if you are not exposed to the marketplace, if you have never handled the uncertainty of attracting a customer, making him happy, retaining him over a long period of time, you will never be able to bring about the practical aspects in teaching marketing. For example, one of the common problems I find from my fresh MBA students, first of all, the expectations are very wrong. Just the day before, one of my students who has graduated this year itself, she called me up. She was only 4 or 5 days into her new job. She said, "Sir, you said that this company is a good company, but I have just joined. But from the first day, it was a company which is into which sells ceramic tiles. So right from the day one, she has been asked to go and visit dealers of ceramic tiles all across the city. Now, ceramic tiles are sold in all sorts of locations. It's sold by dealers of all types in very rough neighborhoods.
Not the most glamorous.
It is not at all glamorous in there. Right. So, but nobody has told the student that this is what is so important. The first 5 years of your marketing career, if you do not spend in unglamorous assignments, you have not even started your career. In fact, that is the most starting phase in your career. But nobody has told her. Not her fault, but the expectations are very, very high. So if a career-oriented program which sets our expectations right from day one, I think any program which sets the expectations right, which delivers what the level of knowledge or skills that is required to succeed in their career, has a great future, as I see. But the key element is, other than the curriculum, is the people who are delivering the program. If there is not a strong element of experience in practicing, then no career-oriented program will be successful.
Right. So academicians, your career education needs to be a blend of academics and much more of application orientation.
It is a huge element of but I am not discounting the importance of academics.
No, I agree. But definitely we can't do away with the...
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that the current MBA courses emphasize on the glamour of the job post-degree or refuse to de-glamorize the jobs post-degree?
They tend to glamorize the job to an inordinate extent, and they reduce education as a ticket to a job. As I said in my and it's a very wrong thing to do. It devalues the entire concept of education to
itself. Right. From the engineering point of view,
yes,
career education in engineering will be a reality. It's 100%.
I support his thought. I'll just replace the word marketing management and put there engineering management. So whatever Professor Ghosh has said applies to engineering management. Here I would just support a small thought, a small saying which I heard somewhere. Give a man fish to cook and he'll cook a food for himself. But teach him fishing and he'll become self-reliant for life.
Fantastic.
Now, what we propose to do, what we should do in the education system is, we should make the students self-reliant by guiding them with a yardstick that we experienced people have, that you are having X skills strong, Y skills weak. So it's kind of a SWOT analysis that we have to do for the student from his point of view. And actually, it's the 5 R's principle that I put here in operations management. Right man in the right job at the right place at the right time in the right cost.
Well, that really sums it up. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here, and we'll continue the series in future as well. Thank you.
Thank you.